What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a general sneak peek for the sign of Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, you guys are last but not least this week on the zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal, so take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, so quick side notes. Been pretty much telling all the signs this week. This is now your permanent placement for your reading. Okay, so you guys are part of week one. Okay, of course, as you already know, I do 3 weeks of readings across all 12 signs for a week. Okay, after I finish my readings, I am off at the end of the month. Okay, and then I start over. Okay, so hopefully this will help you guys if you are looking for your reading. You now know which week you are in. Okay, if you have not seen the shorts, I did do a short on it to show you guys that you guys are in week one. Okay, so hopefully that will help everybody get kind of acclimated after a while, just changing some things around on the channel. If you want to know some more channel updates, you can go on my playlist on my channel and look at, it should be greetings and exclusives, and that is usually the playlist in regards to any channel changes and updates. Okay, such as, readings that are no longer here. Tap into your soul is over. There is a new reading coming in called All My Love. You guys will see that on Saturday. It will take place of the Tap into Your Souls. If you enjoyed the Tap into Your Souls, by all means, I do still have those readings available on my channel, so you can always go to that playlist. Okay, let's see, I think that's everything in regards to, because I don't want to give y'all too many updates. Y'all can go and look at that video in regards to channel updates. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into y'all's reading. You guys should know how this goes. We're going to start with 2 from the top, 2 from the bottom, and then 1 energetically from the middle. And I'm trying to get to it because there's a particular card that I want, and I try to zero in on it so I can get exactly what I'm being energetically guided to pull. Okay, so let's see what's going on with you guys, Scorpio. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, which showed up in Cancer's reading, but it was in the center. Okay, this is starting you off. Then we have the Page of Swords. Okay, then we have the 3 of Pentacles right in the middle of your reading. Okay, very important. Then we have the 5 of Swords, and then we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so very interesting. Okay, interesting because of the fact, and again, I normally don't do this, but when I'm guided to do so, I do so. Okay, so 3 of Pentacles right here in the middle of your reading usually gives me an idea of the course of the week, what will possibly, transpire for you guys, Scorpio. Okay, so you already know 3 of Pentacles is usually talking about rebuilding and utilizing resources, things of that nature. Okay, another thing that I've noticed this week so far, I think between, I want to say all the signs. I'm not going to try and nitpick apart this week of which sign is attached to who, but I will say I even noticed this last month when I was starting readings, that the signs are starting to connect a little bit, as you already know. if you know your birth chart, then of course you may go and look at other signs in regards to those birth chart placements that are the most important to you. Okay. Um, Primarily, the main readings for your particular sign, like sun, your sun placement is the main sign that I'm like reading for. But of course, other energies can come in from other placements. Okay, so for example, you may be watching for your sun sign, but someone who has possibly Scorpio in their 10th house may think that that's an important placement for them, and their energy will jump in. Okay, so please be advised, you have to kind of share your energy a little bit. That's the reason why I kind of end up with different storylines for everyone. Okay, so it covers everybody. Okay, so thank you for sharing your energy with other placements. Okay, truly appreciate it. Okay. But you guys are definitely this week kind of interconnected with the other signs from this week. Okay, which is Libra, Leo, and Cancer. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. I say that to say because Cancer got the Wheel of Fortune, but it was in the middle of their read. Okay. So I say that for a reason. All right. So, Wheel of Fortune, of course, talking about change, and it's kind of like looping over from your co-water sign of Cancer. Okay, so some form of change occurring around you or maybe within you, Scorpio. We have the Page of Swords here next. Okay, light communication, if you will. Maybe it's a change of you possibly starting to begin to communicate with people a little bit more. Okay, not by a lot. Okay, it could be in a sense of maybe distancing yourself somewhat from people or particular people, being careful of transferring of energy, if you will. Okay, um, or just like I said, just distancing yourself from particular people. Okay, maybe something has transpired or changed within this section of your reading here as far as communications are concerned. Okay, let's move into this Three of Pentacles. Like I said before, this is in the middle of your read, and normally I pay attention to what's in the middle of your read. It kind of gives me the theme of how your readings may go throughout the week. We do have the Three of Pentacles here. Pentacles is talking about rebuilding. Okay, as you see, these three people are surrounding a column with the Three Pentacles above. Okay, and usually they're working together to rebuild something. Okay, and so you could be doing that right now. Like I said, light communication could be with particular people that you would prefer to be involved with when it comes to helping you rebuild something. Okay, so let's get into this Five of Swords. Five of Swords, regular tarot, we see two swords are on the ground. Three are in the hand of this person over here while these two people walk away. Okay, it's almost like a sign of defeat, if you will. Okay, so some people possibly are giving up on possibly trying to communicate with you. Okay, or work with you. Okay, Scorpios, you guys are kind of like Pisces when it comes to kind of like testing people in a sense of either their loyalty or just in general to gauge what type of person they are. Okay, sometimes that's a good trait, and other times it comes off as a little bit manipulative. Okay, not trying to throw shade at you, I'm just saying the trait. Okay, so get in where you fit in. Please don't take offense. If you're taking offense, it's because it's the truth. Okay, and I'm only here to tell the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. You guys should know me by now. Okay, so like I said, some form of defeat for some people. Okay, that could not pass your test. Okay, and so it's like almost like on to the next, okay, when it comes to this page of wands, okay? So you've cleared out maybe the weakest links within your connections, okay, possibly, and now you're ready to start anew with this page of wands here, okay? That is where I'm at with this spread here, the main spread, okay? So let's go in with the clarifiers, okay? One from the top for the Wheel of Fortune, second from the top for the Page of Swords, one from the bottom for the Three of Pentacles, second from the bottom for the Five of Swords, and then one energetically from the middle for this Page of Wands. Feeling some multiple energies, trying to get that card out of the clarifiers. So welcome new energies. Thank you for your viewership. If this reading resonates with you, by all means, you guys, feel free to subscribe to the channel so that way you can be notified when I post readings for your particular sign, okay? So let's get into these clarifiers. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, Scorpio, with the Chariot, okay? Cancer energy, okay? Scorpio, either you have Cancer in your chart or maybe you have not a Scorpio, a Cancer around you, okay? But you do have this, like I said, Chariot energy here. Some form of change in the sense of maybe moving or pressing forward, okay? I don't feel like it's possibly, for some of you, it could be someone, coming towards you, but I think this is you pressing forward, Scorpio, not someone pressing towards you, okay? But you could be charging forward in the sense of making some changes in your life, okay? Hopefully positive changes. Like I said, if you're this form of defeat here with the Five of Swords, if you're removing, negative energy from your environment, from around you, then it is going to start motivating you, okay? And maybe there's something that's occurred within you that has caused you to be motivated to do something, okay? In regards of maybe taking charge or being the change that you want to happen, to occur, okay? You can't have change without doing some form of movement, okay, towards it, okay? So let's go into this Page of Swords. We have the Page of Swords with the Emperor, okay? Page of Swords with the Emperor. I have this feeling, Scorpio, like I said, kind of piggybacking off of maybe the Leo reading, possibly. Is it Leos or Cancers? I think it's Cancers, sorry. Where you guys are possibly, Scorpio, trying to evolve into another possible phase in your lives, okay? This Page of Swords with the Emperor, I feel as though you're taking the helm, you're taking the lead, okay? And finally wanting to take charge and be that boss, okay? You could have this slight insecurity of networking with people, thus the small communication with this Page of Swords, okay? And maybe that's how you were before for some of you, okay? Maybe you did maybe light communication, not really a lot, and now you're in this Emperor type of vibe where you're like, okay, I have to be involved, okay? You know exactly what you need to do, and there's no way for you to do it if you're in the background, okay? Especially if it's in regards to projects that you're working on, okay? If you've let those projects kind of fall by the wayside a little bit, where you've only been doing this kind of like Page of Swords energy of light communication, you're now in this Emperor stage where you're like, okay, I have to actually do more communicating. Okay, you have to really get your hands dirty when it comes to this Three of Pentacles when it for to rebuild something. Okay, so we now have the Three of Pentacles with the Queen of Hearts. Okay, Three of Pentacles with the Queen of Hearts, which is Queen of Cups in the miniature deck here in the clarifier deck. You're trying to rebuild something based off of, for some of you, it's something that is like your first love in a sense, okay? That you really, something that you really hold dear, okay? For others of you, this could be a situationship, okay, or a relationship. Someone who is very mature to either help you rebuild, or you're trying to rebuild something within a relationship, okay, with the Three of Pentacles. Pentacles doesn't always have to be about finances. It can also be about something of worth, okay, and value, okay. And so this is possibly someone who you value, or like I said, it could be in reference to something that you want to rebuild, in a sense that is very important to you. Like I said, it could be like figuratively your baby, okay? Not a physical baby, not a literal baby, but a, you know, metaphorical baby, okay? Um, Figuratively speaking, okay? So that's for some of you. You may not be rebuilding a relationship with anyone, getting where you fit in, okay, Scorpios? So now we're going into this Five of Swords, which is here with Temperance, okay? Came out for another sign this evening as well, okay? I believe it was Leo's reading, okay? That it came out as a clarifier also. So again, like I said, testing, okay? This defeat of Five of Swords, like I said, you've been testing people, Scorpio, to see, you know, where people's loyalties lie, where the weakest link is, okay? I automatically think of the show, The Weakest Link. I used to love watching that show because I loved the host on there, and she was so adorable. And is the way she would just call somebody the weakest link used to make me laugh all the time. But nonetheless, that's possibly what you're doing, okay, is testing people. Patience is also attached with temperance, but I don't feel like it's patience unless you're testing other people's patience with you, okay, to see how much someone can tolerate what you're doing to them as far as testing someone's patience, okay. For me being a Taurus personally, Tauruses are the most patient of the zodiac sign. However, for me, like I'm patient, but I do have my limits. I do have my limits of patience. So the first thing I will always say is don't test my patience or my loyalty. Okay, because both of them are strong. Okay, but I do have my limit. And so do other people. I'm not just going to say Taurus, but to a certain extent, it depends on the situation. But for you guys, like I said, this defeat of other people is in a sense of testing their loyalties, testing who's the weakest link, not really putting forth a lot of effort towards something with you, okay? And so, and I feel like this is more so in reference to acquaintances, friends, things of that nature, okay? I keep hearing loyalty, okay? But temperance is also associated with testing the waters, testing things out, okay? And so that's why this temperance is here. So let's get into this Page of Wands, which is being clarified by Prince of Wands, okay? Coming out like two wands together, okay? In my opinion, putting the two together, two of wands is talking about ready to embark on something, okay? So, you already are starting with a foundation with one wand. You add another, and that's like finally bringing things together in a sense, okay? Focusing on what it is that you want, not what you don't want, okay? Getting more footing towards something, okay? For some of you, it could be a situation, excuse me, it could be a situation of after, you know, it could be specific for some of you Scorpios that it's two people that you've had to release and you only have one person remaining, okay, that's willing to put in the same amount of work as you, okay? And that's not going to relate for all of you, okay? But that's specific to someone, all right? Someone is willing to work with you. And then for some of you, it could be just finally deciding what it is that you want to do and gaining a little bit more perspective. And within doing so, you're going to have to put a lot more work in, okay? Especially if you're doing this by yourself, all right? So we're going to go ahead and shuffle one more time the Elemental Oracle so we can get your final advice for the evening and wrap up your reading. I'm going to cut by threes. And we'll refer to the bottom of the deck to see what your advice is. Scorpio, you have silence, snow, okay? Silence, snow. Number 34, which equals out to 7. Inner strength, okay? Cancer got strength, the strength card here in this placement, okay? Silent snow. I'm seeing this rabbit here. There's snow, of course. But you ever, listen to or watch snowfall and maybe just kind of look at the essence of the snow, how silent it is. Even if you live like in a city, and this is like just coming to me. If you live in a city and it snows, it's completely quiet. You can't hear anything, okay? Not even, a drop. It's just extremely quiet and silent. This is the first time I'm ever seeing this silence card come out since I've been doing these reads. There's another one that comes out, but I can't remember the name of it, but I know it's not this one. I think it's Clarity Mountain. That's kind of reminiscent of this. But it's time for you to silence your mind, okay? And it also could be, for some of you, it's time to silence or stop in a regard to testing people, okay? You've done all the testing that you need to do, okay? The answer is right in front of you, okay? With this Page of Wands, all right? So let's go into the book here. You're going to have to find some inner strength within you, Scorpios, possibly in the next couple of days or so, or just period, as, like I said, you moving forward with things, okay? This is, of course, your energy in the sense of collective energy, water, okay? So it says, snow, silence. Allow yourself to soften. Don't speak just for the sake of it. You do not need to issue an opinion on everything. Choose your words carefully. Sometimes observing is the best way to gain information and trust. Silentium, silentium, be quiet. My favorite word in Spanish used to be silencio, okay, which was be quiet, okay. Silencio por favor, which is silence please, okay, or be quiet please, okay. It's time for you to be quiet, okay. There is a sense of quiet and contemplation if you allow yourself the time to be out in the snow with few people around. There are few environments in modern life that offer such quiet, okay? So it's time to be quiet sometimes, okay? Or choose to be quiet sometimes. You don't always have to do this temperance in testing people, okay? Or psychoanalyzing people, because it can be somewhat offensive to some people, and it could make people defensive as well. With this Five of Swords, you can also possibly anticipate that people will walk away from you just for the sake of it because they don't want to argue with you. Okay. And that's not really a great place to be. Okay. When it comes to people. Okay. So while you think you're, possibly getting rid of the weakest link for some of you, okay, you could be losing good people. Okay. Because you're thinking the worst of them, okay, or expecting too much of people, okay. And for some of you, you could find yourself, alone or working alone or having to do things on your own, okay. Like I said, you may have one person that is willing to work with you and is just as determined as you, okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. It can go either way, okay. So it just all depends on the situation. So, Scorpios, as always, for some reason, when I do y'all's reading, and I'm not complaining, you guys end up, being extended. But I don't mind, okay? You guys need it. So I really do not mind. Let you guys know you have 4 more readings this week, okay? So, until then, Scorpios, that's all that I have for you guys. Peace.